Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for attending New Jersey, or NJACAC, the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling. This is going to be an amazing, amazing virtual college fair. We have some great institutions in the lineup. A couple different housekeeping items I just want to mention to you all. And by the way, I didn't even introduce myself at this point, but my name is Sibel Rasim. I'm your facilitator for tonight. So at this point in time, just some housekeeping items just to make sure that we are efficient and doing everything we need to make this virtual college fair for you the best it absolutely can be. So this is a STEM virtual college fair, okay? How do you ask questions? You're gonna have a ton of questions potentially for specific universities or potentially a few universities. The chat function is completely disabled for the attendees, okay? So if you're an attendee of the session, you cannot put your questions in the chat. Also, your camera and microphone are turned off, so you are muted, your video is off, and the panelists cannot see or hear you. But you still want to ask these questions, right? So down at the bottom of your Zoom screen, you will see a Q&A button. That Q&A button is where you will click on it, and that is where you will be able to type your questions to the presenters at any point in time. Please do not wait at the end. This session is a pretty quick session and it'll go by pretty fast. As they say, time goes by pretty fast when you're having a good time. So please do not wait until the very last minute to ask those questions, as we will not be doing a Q&A at the end with those questions. So at any point in time, please make sure you're putting those questions, and the presenters or panelists tonight will be sure to answer those for you. With that said, there are more sessions that are happening, not only tonight, but other presentations on other dates. So please feel free to sign up for more sessions. This is just one of many college presentations offered, okay? And there will be another college presentation in the next time slot, so feel free to sign up for that if you haven't already. Last but certainly not least, if you weren't able to catch the entire thing, or maybe you have a friend that couldn't make it tonight, it's totally okay. A recording will be available. All sessions are recorded and will be available on the same page you registered right around about a week or so after this presentation. So with that said, without further ado, once again, my name is Sibel. I'll be your facilitator, but I would love to invite the first university, University College Dublin, to the stage. Thank you all so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Shannon Farley with University College Dublin. We are Ireland's global university, so hopefully you can see my screen here. UCD is located in Dublin, Ireland. Why should you consider Ireland? Why should you consider Dublin? At least 3 reasons. We are safe, friendly, and welcoming. As part of the EU, this could really be a great place, especially for North American citizens. There's no visa required to come over and study in Ireland. Dublin is a fantastic student city. It's a really manageable, easy to navigate place to have your next 3 or 4 years. Really known to be a young, student-friendly city within Europe. For many of you that are interested in the STEM fields, Dublin is also European headquarters for many top Fortune 500 companies that you might be thinking about wanting to intern with or have within your network, possibly be employed by shortly after your time with us. UCD is Ireland's global university. We're one of Ireland's largest universities. We are about 19,000 undergraduate students, so pretty large for the size of Ireland at least. And about 25% of our student body is international. You'll be coming to a top 1% university. Many of our programs, especially those in the STEM fields, are ranked #1 in Ireland. And we are #1 in Ireland by US News and World Report. University College Dublin, as you can see there, is a really traditional style campus. If you were standing in the middle of our campus, you may think, wow, this really reminds me of a US college campus. And that's because although we're in the city limits of Dublin and we're considered an urban institution, we actually sit on 300 acres. So we have so many sports fields, lakes, woodland trails. We have the sport facilities, over 130 clubs and societies. So something truly for everyone on our campus. Residence halls right there on campus, as well as all of the student amenities and the supports that you're used to seeing. There is a picture of our writing center. We have a math support center, 6 libraries on campus. Really gives you that kind of traditional campus vibe. As a more traditional campus, and although we were founded in 1854, there's a lot new happening at UCD, and certainly will continue to be over the next few years. Picture there on our left is our new Moore Center in the School of Business. On the right top is the O'Brien Center for Science, really state-of-the-art facilities. The Moore Center only built just last year, virtual technology, computer science with all of the latest technology. And that bottom right is our Innovation Academy. So maybe really interesting for students, maybe more as even an elective course to find ways for you to think of careers that are outside of your field, but also potential research while you're still on our campus. Our campus again has on-campus accommodation options, so you will be housed most likely in your first year if you want to be right on our campus. They're all single room accommodations, so yes, you will have your own room no matter which hall you live in at UCD. They're all about a 10 or 15-minute walk to most of the academic buildings on campus. They all have food stores, laundry, mini gyms, all of those amenities you're used to seeing. And we are planning on opening our brand new residence hall, which have even more state-of-the-art facilities in the next few months. We'll have pictures ready for that. To speak on the academics, there's over 70 undergraduate possible degrees at UCD and over 240 possible combinations of those degrees at UCD. To speak quickly to some of our STEM programs, we are ranked top 50 in the world for veterinary science, for some of our engineering and sports science related programs, certainly #1 in Ireland for many of our environmental science and engineering and science programs. But I think what's key here is if that is your passion, looking at a European institution like UCD would allow you to dive right in. There's no general education type requirements at UCD or many European schools, meaning if you want to study engineering and not take another English or history class again, that is absolutely a possibility. Now, we do encourage you to take classes outside of your major. We want you to have a balanced education, but they just aren't going to be required. We also have a liberal arts and sciences program that allows more flexibility. So if you're a little unsure about which major at UCD might be the right fit, liberal arts will be the right pathway for you. You can certainly figure out your next steps by looking how to apply if you're using the Common App. We're right there. Or you can apply through our direct website. We do have our applications open on October 1st. And the December 1st is the priority deadline. We are primarily looking at your academics. We want to see your transcripts, your GPA, SAT and ACT where applicable, possibly AP classes, but we are looking to admit students based on the merit of their application. And there are a vast array of scholarships available, as well as we are able to accept any U.S. federal aid that comes from the U.S. federal government through loans. I'm going to put some contact information here. Again, you'll get this information again later, but Kendall Hook is my colleague that will help anyone from the state of New Jersey find out more about UCD.
Thank you so much, Shannon. If you have any questions for Shannon at University College Dublin or her colleague, which she'll drop down some contact information in the chat, please put it in the Q&A down below. Please make sure you address it as well as University College Dublin so Shannon knows who exactly the question is going to. All right, next up, we have University of Melbourne.
Okay, good day, everyone. I'm Todd St. Vrain, the North America manager from University of Melbourne, coming to you from San Francisco. So welcome to UniMelb, or as you would say in the local Aboriginal language, NJACAC. So here's a quick snapshot of Melbourne as a top-ranked, large public research-intensive university. This is the beautiful Great Barrier Reef, which is about a 4-hour flight north of Melbourne. And even as a freshman, imagine taking classes with Madeline Van Oppel, who's one of our senior researchers who is bioengineering heat-resistant coral in an effort to save the Great Barrier Reef. So this is just one example of the academic experience that you could have in STEM at the University of Melbourne. This is our campus in the heart of Melbourne, and another feature is we're right next to the biomedical precinct And Melbourne is also regarded as one of the top cities in the world for IT. So you're coming to a university where you're really going to get a global perspective. Australia is a very multicultural country, and our student population is 40% international students, including several hundred from the United States. And also our graduates are doing pretty well after being highly sought after. And you also have the opportunity to stay and work in Australia for 2 years after graduation, giving you options as to where to do your degree. So our degrees are just 3 years, which are just a savings in itself, but with the current exchange rate, it's going to come out to be about $29,000 per year for tuition. Your cost of living is probably going to be an additional $20,000. So there's value in terms of the prestige of the university. Admissions is a bit different in that it's only based on academic achievement, and we'll get into the details shortly about that. And you're doing this all in the great city of Melbourne, which is a really wonderful city known for its music and food and access to nature. So we've streamlined your degrees into 8 options with about 150 different majors. So if you're interested in STEM, that could be in the Bachelor of Agriculture, biomedicine, perhaps some of our majors in design, certainly about 40 different options in science to choose from. If you have interest in other areas such as the humanities, we have a Bachelor of Arts, also commerce, fine arts and music, and our curriculum, we actually require you to do 25% of your studies outside of your major and your degree. So you can explore a lot of options and interests through a flexible curriculum. So if you'd like to see all that Melbourne has to offer, just go to our Find a Course page. That's the QR code. Australian universities' degrees are called courses, so that's a great place because your interest might be in more than one major or more than one degree. So if you're doing a high school diploma, your admissions is going to be based only on 3 things of a specified minimum SAT or ACT, a cumulative unweighted GPA, and we do require AP exams, and those can be specific to some of our degrees. Now, we are not test optional, but we are test alternative. We know that it's challenging to sit the SAT or ACT, so there's an online Australian STAT test or an aggregate of AP exams. So get in touch if you'd like more specifics about meeting those entry requirements. We also base admissions on IB scores and specific IB subjects. Any transfer students out there, it's really straightforward. It's just your college GPA and a few prerequisites. It is different down under. Our seasons are opposite, so are semesters. And it really makes no difference if you start in our semester 1 or semester 2. And because of the sequencing of classes, our application deadlines are pretty irrelevant for you. So because we offer rolling admissions, I would suggest just applying when you're applying to universities in the US. Any Aussies out there, how and when you apply is a bit different. So get in touch so we can advise you. So your semester dates are a bit different, but and deferrals can be quite common as well. The borders are currently closed, but we are hopeful that they will be opening up in 2022. For any freshmen or sophomores, we have a great program for high school students to come for a week or 2 to experience the university. And again, we hope to be offering this again to you from July of 2022. So we'll end with a brief campus tour of seeing our campus, which is a mixture of beautiful historic sandstone buildings, lots of open spaces, certainly modern facilities and some labs as STEM students. There's going to be clubs and societies, sports, the internships, you name it. Our car park is famous for being in things like the Mad Max movie, so you never know what's going on campus. You're doing all this in Melbourne, which is known for its laneways with street art and music, sports and nature. So that's just an overview. So please get in contact. There's my contact details and also a link if you'd like to set up a one-on-one meeting. So thanks so much for your time. And I'll stop sharing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Todd. That was University of Melbourne. If you have any questions for Todd, please put it down in the Q&A down at the bottom. Please make sure that you are addressing what university or institution you are asking the question for. Next up, we have University of Dundee.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Let me just share my screen. Fantastic, hopefully you can see that there. So hi everyone, my name is Grant. I am Regional Lead for the Americas here at the University of Dundee. The University of Dundee is in Bonnie, Scotland, which is in the north of the United Kingdom, just kind of on the edge of Europe. Not too far actually from Ireland, where UCD is. So why come to study in Scotland when you've already heard from two amazing countries already? We have a thriving arts and culture scene here, stunning landscapes. No matter where you go to study in Scotland, you're probably going to be within an hour and a half to 2 hours of some stunning landscape. And in my opinion, and totally unbiased, some of the best landscapes in the world. Scotland is not a big place. No matter where you go to study again, everything is going to be reachable within a few hours at absolute most. Again, in my totally unbiased opinion, we are friendly people. We are so welcoming, hopefully, to anyone that is visiting from around the world, but certainly US students coming over. Obviously, lots of heritage between the United States and Scotland, and rich and historic heritage. So it is not a presentation about a Scottish university without including a picture of a castle there. But in terms of a place to study, we contribute a lot to the world. Scotland as a place has dedicated 2.3 billion to the life sciences research sector. We are a major centre of the UK's rapidly growing science sector and space sector. So we have the rather long title of the Europe Satellite Production Capital, and there's $232 million going into space science and engineering as well. So Scotland is soon to be home to the UK's first spaceport. So a really exciting time if you're looking at investigating the STEM industries and looking to come to Scotland. So then why come to Dundee as a city in Scotland? Dundee was actually ranked as Scotland's best place to live by the Sunday Times. And we are also Scotland's sunny city. So if you thought that it's always raining in Scotland, that is simply not the case. We're really fortunate in Dundee to have a really lovely location on the edge of the River Tay, which gives us a south-facing position, which means that the sun generally does shine more often than not. Now, you might not have heard of Dundee before, but we are actually the UK's city of discovery. And there's a lot of things that you might not have realised that Dundee has brought to the world. So the first one is we pioneered aspirin when it first came. We pioneered LCD technology. So if you're watching this, apologies, my slides keep switching. If you're watching this on a mobile or an iPad or a laptop, then that might be LCD technology that you're using. Grand Theft Auto was actually originated from Dundee all those years ago, maybe not Grand Theft Auto 5, but certainly the first one. Marmalade stamps, ATMs. There's so many things that Dundee's brought to the road. So for a city that only has 150,000 people there, it really is an amazing achievement for Dundee, and that's why we've been named the UK's City of Discovery. Now, in terms of the University of Dundee, we have brought a global impact. And again, if you've not heard of the University of Dundee, there is a lot that we are contributing to Scotland, to the UK, and also to the world. So we're #1 in the UK for influence innovation. We are #1 in the UK for research in biological sciences, and actually third behind the University of Oxford and the University of Cambridge for some of our life sciences. So that's things of biology, biochemistry, pharmacology, and 76% of our research is achieving world-leading or internationally excellent standards. So no matter what you want to study or you want to research, there is always a place for you here at the University of Dundee. In general rankings, we're top 20 in the UK, 11th in the UK for student satisfaction, and 14th in the entire world for international student satisfaction. So it's a great destination to come study for 4 years. In Scotland, we do study similar to the US for 4 years, but mainly to enjoy yourself and make sure that you're getting a really enriching university experience through your teaching, through the research that you do, and also through the things that you can do, such as societies and sports clubs. So this is an aerial shot of our campus. Is what's known as an aerial, a city campus. So everything you need is really located within this photograph. So we have your student accommodation. In Dundee, all of your accommodation is single occupancy, so you don't share with anyone else. all of our accommodation is also en suite. I'm not saying that's the reason I went to Dundee myself, I'm a graduate of Dundee, but it was certainly a bonus of going to Dundee was having your own bathroom in student accommodation. From that campus there, you'll also have your gym. You've got some indoor sport facilities as well. You'll see the tennis pitches. For field sports such as football or soccer, rugby, hockey, American football, that is going to be around a 30-minute walk from campus. We also have the student union that acts as really the hub of the whole university, where you get to go out, you can enjoy yourself with nightlife, but also during the day, it really is a 4-floor cafe. So if you don't want to study in the library, which is right next door, you can just walk into the union, grab a cheap cup of coffee and study with your friends. So that really is the whistle-stop tour of the University of Dundee and studying in Scotland. I've got my contact details there. And again, you can scan that QR code and that will give you my contact details where you can WhatsApp me or ask me any questions by email as well. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll pass you back over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grant. If you have any questions for Grant with University of Dundee, please put it down in the Q&A down at the bottom. Make sure you address the university that you have a question for. Next, we have Mercy College.
Yes. Let me just share my screen here. All right, so hi everybody. My name is Emilios Pappas. I am one of the admissions counselors here at Mercy College on our Dobbs Ferry campus location. And I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about what Mercy College has to offer you guys. And if you have any questions, like was said, feel free to put them in the Q&A. So here at Mercy College, we have 3 different campus locations, all within the New York metropolitan area. We have our Dobbs Ferry campus, which is where I am right now, right in the heart of Westchester, right up against the Hudson River. We also have our Bronx campus location and our Manhattan campus. The Manhattan campus location is brand new. It's right across the street from Penn Station and the world famous Macy's, where they do that Thanksgiving Day parade here in the States every year. So it's a really cool location for a lot of our students who are especially interested in, the technology field. They get to do a lot of their internships in Manhattan, right at some of the local areas around there, as well as take classes in the city and live there as well. So we have 5 schools of study here at Mercy College within different majors, over 90 different academic programs and certificate programs. I do just want to touch on a few for you guys. The first one I would like to discuss is our nursing program. If anyone is interested in becoming a nurse in New York State, our nursing program is very popular. Right now, just to give you a little gauge as to where we're at, we have 119 spots available for students in our nursing program every fall. And currently, as of today, the 16th of February, we have about 750 applications for the program. So it is one of our more competitive programs in the nursing field. So I do suggest if anybody is interested in our health and natural science programs to get involved in the application process as soon as possible. We also have a really cool program here if anyone's interested in becoming a veterinary technologist. A lot of our students get to do their clinical hours right at the Bronx Zoo. We have an affiliation with them in our Bronx campus location where students get to take classes and then partake in their clinical experiences at the Bronx Zoo, which a lot of our students in that program really do enjoy to get a little taste and a little bit of experience of working with some exotic animals over in the area. We also do have a very, very popular 5-year cybersecurity program. So if anybody is interested in, getting involved in, the cyber world and seeing how you can fight off different hackers and different things going on, we have a cybersecurity building on campus where our students right now are breaking up into 2 different teams. One team is working on building viruses to attack the other team's work, and the other team is working to fight them off. So some pretty cool stuff going on over in our cybersecurity program as well. But like I said, we have over 90 different academic programs available for you. If you have any interest in learning a little bit more about those, you can feel free to let me know. And now for living on campus, we have 2 different options for living on our campus locations. The first one is living at our dorm 34, which is right in the heart of Midtown, right across the street from Penn Station, right across the street from the Macy's, right above Victoria's Secret and American Eagle, which is pretty cool if anyone is a shopper out there. So you can live, take classes, and do internship opportunities all right in Midtown Manhattan. It is a really cool opportunity for you. But if the Manhattan lifestyle isn't something that you are interested in, we do have our scenic Hudson River Valley campus, which is our Dobbs Ferry campus location. This campus is more of the typical communal style living campus. We have our residential halls or academic buildings. All of our athletic fields are located here as well. And then if you do apply to Mercy College and you are accepted to the college, you do have access to all of our campus locations. So which means you can take a class here in Dobbs Ferry, you can take a class in Manhattan, you can take a class in the Bronx, and you have easy access to all of those different campus locations, whether you're taking the Metro North train station, we have a train stop right at the foot of our Dobbs Ferry campus that can bring you to our Manhattan campus. We have shuttle systems that bring you between our campus locations, or of course, we have easy public parking for any students who would like to commute with their cars to campus locations. Now, I do want to briefly touch upon our PACT program. PACT stands for Personal Achievement Contract. So what this will mean is here at Mercy College, every single student, whether they are a first-year student, continuing student, graduate student, transfer student, will receive a professional staff member that will be specific for their major. So if you are coming in as a business administration sports management major, you will have a business administration sports management PACT mentor who will be responsible for assisting you registering for classes, setting you up with your internships, which we can take a look at. These are some of the different internship opportunities available to you. So they'll set you up with, if you're a business major and you want to start accounting in Goldman Sachs, you can do so. If you're a design and animation student, you can get involved with our NBC Universal or a Disney internship opportunity. We already touched upon a little bit the Bronx Zoo for our vet tech students. Our sports management students intern with the Yankees, which is pretty cool, any of our sports fans. So tons and tons of opportunities for you to get involved in internship opportunities from PACT. PACT will also help you get involved in clubs and organizations. We have over 60 different clubs and a bunch of different sports. We are NCAA Division II. So if anyone is interested in playing one of our varsity level NCAA Division II sports, I do highly suggest getting in contact with the coach as soon as possible, as we do begin recruitment for those sports about 1.5 years in advance. So for our women's sports, we have basketball, field hockey, lacrosse, soccer, softball, volleyball, and for men, we have baseball, basketball, lacrosse, and soccer. Our tuition here at Mercy College is around $20,000 a year, but I automatically like to say for our New Jersey students to immediately take off $2,000 off that sticker price, because every single New Jersey student will receive the $2,000 Mercy Blue Scholarship, just as long as you fill out that FAFSA application, submit that application, and we see a New Jersey address. It also goes for our Connecticut and Pennsylvania students. You will be able to receive that scholarship. So if you would like to apply, you can apply with this link right here, mercy.edu/apply now. And here is my contact information. You can reach me at epappas@mercy.edu or my colleague Lindsay at ljudge1@mercy.edu. Thank you very much, and I'll pass it back over.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emilios. If you have any questions for Emilios or Mercy College, please put it down in the Q&A. Make sure that you are writing the institution's name in your question so they know who it goes to. Now we have High Point University.
All right, thank you so much for having me, and I will try to keep this as short and sweet and stay on time as best as we can. So my name is Ryan Dillon. I am one of the senior admissions counselors here at High Point University. High Point is a medium-sized school out in North Carolina, right in the middle of the state. We have about 5,000 students currently at High Point University, with about 6,000 making it through our graduate programs and things of that nature. Students are coming from all 50 states and 37 different countries, with New Jersey being one of the bigger ones that we have students coming from, with 80% of our students coming from out of the state of North Carolina. Where we're located in North Carolina is great. It's a great way of having best of both worlds for New Jersey people, being 2 hours from the mountains and only 2 hours to the beach, making day trips pretty easy, and only 8-hour drive or an 1.5-hour flight from any major airport. Right here at High Point, what we're trying to do is give students the opportunity to get into their major even sooner than their freshman year, trying to make sure that they're having every opportunity to make sure they're getting the most well-rounded education they possibly can. We do that through our 4 pillars of academic success. So first, we look at the academic excellence of the student. So with our STEM majors, we have many opportunities, and these are our top majors in this program. We have an undeclared biology, exercise science, and computer engineering are rounding out our top 5 with data analytics. But we also have multiple different graduate programs in PT, OT, PA, as well as graduate programs in the 6-year doctoral program in pharmacy that we currently have available for students. These programs are all available for freshmen to take a look at, except for our pre-pharmacy program. That program is a early assurance program you have to apply to previously at the university. But we want to make sure that students have the opportunity to be able to get the most out of their experience while here at the university. So that really works with the extraordinary education we're able to provide for our students. So High Point, was being a smaller school, we're able to have a smaller faculty to student ratio. So we have about a 15-to-1 faculty to student ratio, with 100% of our classes being taught by faculty and 90% of them having their terminal degree, which means that they have the highest degree possible within that major or in that craft. Currently, HPU is also offering a 4-year graduation guarantee as well as an internship guarantee for every student here at the university, making sure you can go out and get everything you need done within that 4 years. This year, we're also offering a tuition-free 5th-year master's program in business and communication leadership for any student that is admitted to the university. So it doesn't matter what major you would like to study and major or possible grad schools that you might want to go after, you have that tuition-free master's available for you, as well as a student success coach who's going to help with the onboarding your freshman and sophomore year, getting classes picked, having availability to try some of our 60 different sports, 150 clubs and activities, making sure you're getting involved on campus while you're here. With our state-of-the-art academics, we also want to make sure we give students the state-of-the-art facilities. This is actually our planetarium. It's the 2nd largest in North Carolina, and we're really excited to be able to offer that within our brand new undergraduate science building, which has brand new chemistry and biology labs for students, as well as our engineering school. But this is just a snapshot of some of the amazing facilities that we have available, including our human biomechanics and physiology lab, the conservatory you see here, but also the Culp Planetarium for Earth Sciences, as well as multiple different boardrooms to help practice your different pitches and presentations for your classes. We also want our students to have the access to the innovators and the people that are going to help mentor them towards their future and towards that final growth. So what we do is have our students have the availability to talk to people like Mark Randolph, who's in the top left, who's the co-founder of Netflix, or the bottom right-hand corner, which we all know is Steve Wozniak of Apple Computers. We're bringing in people from all majors, no matter if it's business, computer science, engineering, biology, math, music, it doesn't matter. We're trying to bring in the best and brightest, both in the academic world, but also in the professional world, so students are knowing where they can really succeed, how to be able to succeed in those different fields, and have somebody that they can reach out to prior to their graduating so that they can make those connections. And we work very heavily on developing life skills for students. So that means, how do I get an interview? How do I dress for an interview? How do I fill out a W-2 or an I-9? And what is my resume really supposed to say about me? All of this stuff we go over our 4 years for our students so that they're able to really feel confident and assured when they're going into their graduate school interviews or even an interview for a job after college. We want our students to be as well prepared over their 4 years as they possibly can be for whatever might come their way. And then we really hold true is our modeling values. Last year, HBU had over 110,000 hours of community service. This is not anything that is required for our students. It's just something that they really want to be able to be involved in and be able to give back to the local community. So we even have an MLK Day of Service. Rather than taking a day off here in the United States, we actually put a day of service so that students are actually going out and volunteering in the local community. And with the freshman book back program of giving books to be able to fill out libraries in the local elementary schools around our university. I know I'm pressed for time, so I would love to say, if you are interested in learning more about High Point, please come take a tour, a virtual tour, or set up a virtual info session with me. I'll happily put that information in the chat. And here's my contact information if anybody has any questions further. But thank you so much for taking the time, and I'll send it right back in.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan. If you have any questions for Ryan at High Point University, please down below in the Q&A. Feel free to put it, and make sure you put the institution's name in your question. Last but certainly not least, Mississippi State University.
All right. Hey guys, thanks for joining us this evening. My name is Grant Nairn. I serve as the Assistant Director of Recruitment at Mississippi State University. I am actually in my 6th year with the university, and I work directly with students from New Jersey who are interested in exploring all of their opportunities here at Mississippi State. So to learn a little bit more about who we are, I am a visual person. What you see on your screen is actually our drill field. So this is the heart of campus. This is where students will gather and congregate, physically distant, of course, and it allows students the chance to just study, dine, and just hang out with one another in between classes, and just kind of give you a feel for what campus looks like for you. Now, to give you some background information, we are located in Starkville, Mississippi. Some might ask where that is. That is actually 2 hours north of our state capital of Jackson, Mississippi, 2 hours south of Memphis, Tennessee, and 2 hours west of Birmingham, Alabama. So we are in the Southeastern Conference. It's a fantastic conference if you don't know what it is, but definitely encourage you to check that out. We are a small college town, but we're a top 25 college town. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to get involved on our campus. We were actually founded as Mississippi A&M, so agricultural and mechanics. And so the reason I wanted to participate and talk to a lot of you students involved with STEM programs is because our engineering programs can kind of speak for themselves and carry a lot of the gravity in terms of student success. We are at about 23,000 students on our campus, so we do have a lot of students, but we facilitate small learning environments. So you are going to be in a 15-to-1 student faculty ratio, average class size being about 35 to 40 students. So you get the best of both, being a part of something grand and big, but you also get the intimate learning environments in which we have found through research that students are more successful in. So that just kind of gives you some background knowledge into what you can expect. Again, we're in Starkville, Mississippi. That's where that little star is located on your screen. There's a lot of opportunities for students to get involved because we find it very important for you to get just involved outside of the classroom as it is inside of the classroom. So we have over 450 student organizations. You can most certainly find your opportunity to get involved. We are a Division I athletic school and institution, so we do have a lot of sports opportunities, and a lot of students gain access to these opportunities through their involvement on campus. Just to give you guys some information in terms of research institutions, we are a Tier 1 Top 100 research institution. That's kind of unique for us in the sense that you can come in your freshman year and have access to research opportunities starting your freshman year. And then you can do those throughout the duration of your undergraduate degree. And then hopefully it'll provide you with success in getting to where you want to be, whether that be in the job market or in the graduate school office. Just checking out your options there. So we have a lot of majors. We have over 180 different majors. As you can see on your screen, these are broken down into different academic colleges. And I'm going to hit on a little bit about what each academic college is and what they offer. But again, over 180, so a lot of different options. First is our College of Ag and Life Sciences. This is our popular majors within this academic college are agronomy, animal dairy science, food nutrition, horticulture, poultry sciences, a lot of different things like that, biochemistry. One of the cool things in terms of research that they're doing, they've partnered with the USDA Research Center to basically eradicate food hunger and enhance food safety quality. So it's a really cool opportunity that our students have right here at their fingertips to be able to make a difference kind of moving forward. Next is our College of Architecture, Art, and Design. Popular majors are obviously architecture, graphic design, building construction science, and interior design. These are all studio-based programs and hands-on, so our students have found great success. College of Arts and Sciences, lots of options. In terms of their College of Business, you've got your traditional business majors, and we also have an international business program. Education, your traditional education majors. And then our College of Engineering, we have everything from aerospace to petroleum engineering and everything in between. We are proud of our engineering students because they do co-ops and internships, and 93% of those students have a job a year and a half prior to graduating. So talk about a great return on your investment. Then we talk about College of Forest Resources. So popular majors include wildlife safety, environmental sciences, environmental conservation, lots of things there. Veterinary sciences, veterinary medicine, there's only 34 vet schools in the whole nation. So we do have one of those options there for you if that is something that you think would interest you. So we definitely encourage you to do so. And again, get that hands-on experience. So if you're interested in applying, we only need the application. We have a lot of different platforms that you can choose to apply through. We do have a $40 application fee. We do require a high school transcript, and as of right now, we are test optional. So we do not need test scores for admission review, just because we know the limited access to test scores throughout this pandemic. But we do have some great scholarship opportunities with or without test scores as well. So to put the value out there, talk about return on investment. As you're going through this process, you will start understanding what that means a little bit more so. And we want to make sure you're successful. And as you can see, for non-resident students, we're right at about $35,000 per year, but I will work directly with you to explore all of your avenues and opportunities for scholarship and aid to bring that cost as low as possible. So to put this in perspective, these are some of our scholarship opportunities. We do have merit-based awards based on GPA and test scores, but we also have leadership and service opportunities, and we also have need-based opportunities. So we want to make college as affordable for you as we can in terms of what that looks like. Please come visit with us, virtual options, and we're hosting in-person visits, and you can visit with us following CDC guidelines and making sure you're safe there. And then I'm also going to place my contact information on the screen. And so if you need anything, you can please feel free to reach out to me via email or phone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Grant. If you have any questions for Mississippi State University, please put it down in the Q&A at the bottom. It looks like we have about 1 minute, so I'm going to make best use of that minute and get a quick question up here. Again, we'll go round robin style. So University College Dublin, you will be first to answer. So give me 1 second. Let me share my screen here. Give me 1 second. All right. So the question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? So Shannon, if you'd like to go first.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the first piece of advice is just to really consider what you want most. Make a list, really consider about what about a college you're looking for most, and that might help you at least start figuring out the next steps.
Awesome, thank you. And I think we have maybe room for one or two super quick ones. University of Melbourne.
Yeah, I would say just don't go by, a ranking or the perceived brand, really look to make sure that you're going to a place that it just seems like it's a right fit for you in terms of academics, but also the social experience.
Awesome, great advice. We'll have room for one more, University of Dundee.
Yeah, just to echo everyone else, make sure you go to one that's right for you. Make sure you attend all the virtual events that are taking place. That's the best thing, that loads of universities now have got virtual things taking place, so you can basically go anywhere in the world from the comfort of your computer. So take advantage of it.
Fantastic. Thank you all so much for that. I know that our attendees absolutely loved the advice that you had to give them. It is a very, very important process, the college search process. But I did want to thank everybody so much for coming out to the STEM Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. Once I end this webinar and I close this window out, you will be having a quick survey to fill out. It's just quick 4 questions that'll appear after this window is closed. So please give us some feedback. Also, there are more presentations happening at the next time slot, as well as just more virtual college fairs to come. So please sign up for more sessions. Also, a recording, again, will be available in about a week or so from tonight. So in the same page that you registered for, you can check that out. But thank you all panelists for being here, and thank you attendees as well. And everyone have a great night. Thank you.